Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in and welcome back to the Crypto Remora. My name is Wes, and I'm with, as always, Siri Crypto. What's up, Siri?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good, brother. Doing good, man. Guys, tonight is our Thursday night meeting episode where we talk everything crypto, kind of keep you up to date on what's going on in the crypto world. Tonight is no exception. We are going to bring you everything that we got, everything big that's going on in the background. We have a lot of macro stuff, man. We're going to go over the Bitcoin price chart, let you guys know where the price is headed, or where we think the price is headed. We have a lot of stuff going on with this China and the trading and the debt ceiling and all that fun stuff. So let's talk about it, man. If that sounds good to you guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get it. Sierra, where you see Bitcoin at, man? Where we at? What's the price, brother?
Well, we're at 26.8 right now, and we were talking about, I think on the last week's episode, I love the fact that me and you do this every week because we can go back and check ourselves and see how close we are, or how far we are from our predictions and everything. And knock on wood, but we've been making some pretty good calls, dude. Like, I don't want to get too cocky about it, but I'm just saying, like, we've been pretty on it the last 6 months now. As far as dropping down to 25K, like we said, that was a possibility. In the pit of my stomach and in my heart, even last week saying it, I didn't really see it happening without some kind of major push. And look, I mean, we had one bounce on May 31st. We had one bounce down to 26,000. 26,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it bounced dead at 26,700, and we're at 26,800 right now. That's the daily. I'm sorry, I was on the wrong chart. I need to go to the weekly. So on the weekly, it's still, if you zoom out to the weekly, it's still there. 26,700. We bounced. Coming back down. I don't know, man. I'm seeing the same thing I saw last week. Not a whole lot's changed. A lot of sideways action. A lot of accumulation going on. As far as my price targets, I'm just going to make this real quick. The 3 months. For 3 months, we've been trading sideways. So let me zoom out a little more. I'm going to say from 20,000 to 27,000 is pretty much the same call I made last time, man. If we're going to the upside, I see us possibly, if we have a nice breakout, going to $34,000 if we have a nice bullish breakout. If we go to the downside, I'm still looking at pretty much same level Zombie's been talking about, 23,000 ish. For the floor, absolute bottom, 23,000. But that's, I don't know. I feel the same way I did last week, to be honest with you. I don't see us having that unless it's a major thing. But what do you see? Do you see anything different from last week, or are you?
Yeah, not really, man. And it's funny because we were just talking off camera, and we're like, all right, let's look at the charts, let's see what's going on, and then we're looking at it, and we're like, dude, like, this is the most boring that it's been. But if you remember, man, last week we were talking about this. We're like, dude, we still have that time, that little period where they're going to bore the crap out of us, dude. It's going to be sideways, and you might get these little, swings to the upside, swings to the downside, a little, botch trading and people making these small swing trades. But for the most part, I just see that we're going to go sideways for a little while. Any kind of, black swan event, white swan event is obviously going to do something to the price. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background, and some things that I noticed, a lot of people try to do the charting on the DXY and the dollar value, um, and if you notice, it's been in an uptrend since like late April. So the DXY raising is, giving a lot of people concerns because there's an inverse correlation between Bitcoin and the dollar. Um, Basically, like when the DXY, goes up, Bitcoin goes down, and vice versa. So, um, instead of like trying to chart that out, because I feel like that's just kind of like pointless, dude. If there's, everything that's going on in the background and you're trying to chart the DXY, it's, to me, that's pointless, man. You gotta take a look at the macro environment and, and everything present that's going on now. Add that to what the DXY is doing, formulate that into a Bitcoin price analysis, and you know, and then you got to kind of take a step back. But you can't really do in these boring sideways crab markets. It's hard to just kind of look at the DXY and then look at Bitcoin and try to do a price analysis. Too much going on in the background, man. Um, yeah, so we're gonna talk about the things that are going on in the background. I'm with you, man. I think as long as we stay above that 200 weekly moving average, I'm good, dude. 4 year cycle is still intact. I'm good, man. So yeah,
Yeah, so there's not a whole lot to talk to you guys about that, but we gave you our price targets for short term, for the long term. Again, zooming out, it looks like
yeah,
we're running completely out of room trading underneath of, let's just call it $30,000 Bitcoin. So, in
yeah,
other words, if you were to ask me my long term position, I'm going to tell you that, in my opinion, your chance to buy Bitcoin under $30,000 is getting very, very close to running the hell out. So
yeah.
I don't want to hear
Well,
people complaining about nothing, but that'll
right.
happen though, because Bitcoin will cross 100,000, and then
Of course,
everyone
man.
and their
Of
mother
course,
is going
dude.
to say, "I want
Is
to
gonna
buy
start
Bitcoin."
buying.
Right,
Yeah,
but now that it's under 30,000, it's $4,000 under
yeah,
30. It's $26,000 right now, and nobody wants nothing to do with it.
yeah.
That's the
Don't be the top
psychology.
signal.
Yeah, that's
Don't be the top signal, guys.
that's
Yeah.
all right. Me and Wes will sell you some later. It's fine.
I would,
Go
dude.
ahead and buy some
More than
later.
happy to.
We
I
will
would be more
sell
than happy
our
to.
bags to you.
Listen, dude, you were talking about that the uh the wedge, coming down.
Oh yeah, the wedgie.
Um and that's still playing out, dude. We hit that resistance right there about 28.2,
Oh
I guess you
yeah.
could say. And now we're coming back down. So I think if you're looking to do a little trade, you can definitely
Oh
hit
yeah.
the bottom of that wedge, and you should see a nice little bounce up off that wedge with like a $32,000 target. Um, Things to keep an eye on, though, man. We're talking about this macro environment, and I think a lot of things that's important to keep an eye on. This kind of a segue into what we're going to be talking about also afterwards, but we have this Fed rate, the rate hikes. And dude, have you seen this thing, dude? It's been like up and down. 70% yes one day, 30% no, and then the next day it's vice like reversed. It's 70% yes and 30% no. So there's an analyzer that kind of tells you the prediction of the next rate hike. And this thing's been back and forth, depending on what Fed Chair Powell says and his Vice Chair says, and it's just been back and forth for like the last couple of days. Something that I keep in the back of my mind is that if they do raise the rates, dude, it's going to be by 25 basis points. I don't think we can really afford to do more than that. And honestly, I don't think we can really afford to do another rate hike. But if they do one, man, I think it's going to be 25 basis points. They can't do much more than that without causing a deeper recession, in my opinion, man. What do you think about that, dude? Do you see them raising another, doing another rate hike?
Here's the thing about the rate hikes, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I really don't care.
That's
Me
fine, man. Yeah.
personally, the way I feel about this thing, it's like, you ever heard the expression, "Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining"? Well, it pretty much sums up the way I feel about rate hikes and then the debt ceiling. Because I've heard
Yeah.
about this stupid debt ceiling since I was a
Debt
kid. I
ceiling.
remember asking my parents about it when
Yeah.
I was like 7 or 8 years old, I think maybe, and I asked my mom. I was like, "Well, what is it? Why do they keep what's the ceiling like?" like as a child, I even understood. Well, what the hell's the point of having a ceiling if you constantly raise it?
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Where's the stop? So to me, when I hear them say, "Oh, 25 basis points," and then it's just, and I don't mean to sound negative when I'm saying this, but I feel like these are the tricks in the games that Wall Street's been playing and the government's been
Yeah.
playing on us for 250 years, and it's just, I feel like it's wearing itself thin. Everybody knows America's $30 trillion in debt. Everyone knows that we're paying interest on that debt and we'll never pay the principal off. It's like, let's not, you know, pretend games. Like we're in
Yeah.
the middle of the biggest, debt crisis or whatever you could ever say in the
Yeah.
history of
For sure,
existence
dude. For sure. Yeah.
of any money that's ever been out there.
Yeah.
Like, so a 25 basis point interest rate, yeah, it sounds like it
Yeah.
matters, but if you zoom out and look at the last 50 years, who
Yeah.
cares about a
Right.
basis point raise or not, dude? The fact is we're 30 trillion in debt and we will never be able to pay that off. And I think everyone
That's
pretty
right.
much knows that. So the
Yeah.
question is, what do we do from here? And
Mm-hmm.
what do we do with Bitcoin? Does Bitcoin help this? Like we talked about it in the last banking video. We said, what if the United States pulled a ace out of their back pocket and started backing the dollar by Bitcoin and gold?
And you know they are, dude. You know they are.
And that would be. It's
They
not
have
even
to
about
be,
being
man.
bullish at that point or making money with Bitcoin. That's about saving the
It's
country
the
you
right
live in.
decision.
Right.
Right.
That's about saving your life and your children's lives that are going to grow up in
Correct.
this country after you. Like, there's bigger issues at hand than just making a couple bucks in crypto, guys. This is a philosophical thing, which is why I really got into crypto too. It's, yeah, you can make money, I get that, but you're changing the world, man. Just using crypto,
Yeah.
you're changing the world in a small way, but you're changing the world. You're making a difference. So don't ever lose sight of that, guys. The money is good, but it's not always all about the money. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's about your freedom. Sometimes it's about your country, protecting your country, and just trying to save it
Yeah.
from turning into a steaming pile of dung.
100%, man.
So
Yeah.
anyway, I
For
didn't
sure,
I didn't
dude.
mean to rant on that, dude. I was just
No, you're good, man. So apparently, yeah, everybody's talking about it, dude. It's been like the topic for the last 2 weeks. Apparently, the House passed it. Didn't you say the House passed it? Now they're sending it
Yep.
to the Senate.
Yep.
I think they're in the Senate right now, and they got to send it off to the president. And we all know, guys, they've raised the debt ceiling every single time. Every single time this has happened, we're raising the debt ceiling. It's like having $1,000 credit card max limit, and you go into your bank and saying, "Hey, can you just raise that to 1,500? I mean, I promise I'll pay it back." It's just it's a continuous thing, and now we're up to, like you said, 30 trillion. It's 31.4. They're trying to raise trillion debt ceiling, dude. Just waiting on the president to sign off on it. But definitely something to keep in mind, at the forefront of when you're trading. If you're day trading, and these things move the market. They kind of change the direction of the market. So it is important, if you are a day trader. As an investor, it's nothing, man. Like,
yeah, and
this is just another debt ceiling raise.
and you saying that just reminded me too. It's like I had a thought the other day. I was like, we talk about, they joke around and say, "Oh, every crypto trader now is an expert on macro," because in 2023, we're all experts in macro, and nobody cared about macro in 2021, 2020. Like,
Right.
but in reality, I kind of am doing the same thing. I'm like, wait a minute, we're starting to pay attention to, I didn't even know what basis points were a year ago,
Yeah.
right? I had to ask you that. Wes told me what basis points were. I didn't even understand that. And then I felt kind of stupid when Wes told me what it was. I was like, that's all it is. But as far as the debt and all this stuff of it goes, I look at it now from doing liquidity pools. You know how I love my liquidity pools and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's the macro matters because the better off the macro is more liquidity comes in, and you want more liquidity because that's how
Exactly.
you get in and out of your trades and make your money. So you guys might get bored about all the crypto guys talking about macro this, macro that, and you're like, oh, who cares? Just when
It's
does the price
very
go up?
important.
It's important because you need that capital to flow into crypto so that you can buy your meme coins and lose your money on your NFTs that you do. And yes, I'm talking to you out there.
Yes.
So, but no, all jokes aside, yeah, we need the liquidity, bro. It's like we do need that because that's what moves the markets.
It's
On the
very
major
important,
scale.
man. And they're talking about like, in this next bull cycle, like where's the money gonna come from, dude? It's gonna come just like it did, 4 years ago and 8 years ago. The money's gonna come. There is plenty of money to, come into the crypto markets.
Absolutely.
You know, um, yeah.
How
So,
about that Nvidia? Did you see this
dude,
Nvidia's market cap? You guys,
oh my
just to
god,
put things in perspective, Nvidia's stock market cap is bigger than
where did that money come
it's
from?
bigger than Ethereum. All of Ethereum.
Insane, dude. It's up there with the big
So
boys,
when you
dude.
look at it that way and you think crypto and Web3, like, oh, we're the biggest, baddest people in the world. Nvidia
Yeah.
stock is more market cap than freaking Ethereum.
Yeah.
Like that's how small crypto still really is on the global
Right.
stage. It's crazy to think about because
Dude, I wanted to ask you. I was scrolling through Coin Market Cap, before the show, and I actually saw an interesting article, man, about the NFTs. Because if you've noticed, man, on crypto Twitter, man, it's kind of been dead, dude. Like nothing has been going on. Like there's things in the background, but it's been mainly like ordinals and BRC20s, and that's like the new thing, right? So CoinMarketCap put out an article talking about ordinals in the BRC 20 run in the last few months. But actually, dude, there's an article in there that kind of suggests a decline in Bitcoin on chain activity. It's down by like 13.2% in May alone. And actually, ETH is up like 3.2%. Do you think this is kind of like cooling down, man? Or you think it's slowing down for the ordinals? Or do you see like a big summer coming for Bitcoin and the ordinals and
I
BRC20s?
see it. And not to down talk what the ordinals are doing or any of the stuff that's happening on
Yeah.
Bitcoin because I do think it's important. But look, man, even in only being in crypto for 3 years, I've learned a couple things. And one of the things I've learned is that, man, Web3 people are so, not all of them, okay, but a good majority of Web3 people
Yeah.
are like a pit bull when you throw a tennis ball and they see it fleeing and they just do like that. But then sometimes the people will start running and then they get bored and they go. It's only that fleeing moment where they go, oh, what was that? And then they run.
Right.
And then the minute you throw something else the other way, the pit bull shakes his head that way and goes that way. So
See,
it's
that
like,
is a perfect analysis.
and that's what Web3 people are, man. They don't have any long-term focus. It's like people are talking about this GND and GMX, and GMX is dead, and GND is the new thing. And I'm just sitting here like, yo, I'm on
the hell
Camelot.
is going
I'm still on Camelot, y'all. Like everyone's like, oh, Camelot, that's so 6 months ago, and I'm just like, dude, like I love my Camelot liquidity pools. I'm chilling.
Just
like,
got listed on Crypto.com.
that's
dude.
what I'm
Like-
saying, dude. And everyone's like, "Oh, dude, Camelot's dead."
Camelot's done,
GND is the new, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not knocking those new projects. I'm just saying
Yeah.
the patience level of
Very
people
low,
in
man.
Web3 is like, and I get it because the tech moves so fast, so it makes
Yeah.
sense that people have to keep up. But you
Well,
know,
everybody wants to catch that new trend too.
you want to catch the
it's
new
like
thing, yeah.
it's FOMO, dude. Everybody's
It
FOMO.
is. It is FOMO. My opinion on it is, if you find something you like, like I like steak and baked potato with sour cream and butter, medium
Yeah,
well,
right,
New York
right,
strip.
yeah.
That's my jam. I'm not gonna go out looking for some other meal that's like fried swordfish ice cream or something that like just to try something new. Like I know what I like. I know what works. And I stick to what I like, and I'm not going to eat it every day, but if I know that that's one of my favorite meals, I'm not going to go hunting for the next biggest thing. And I try to treat my investments the same way. If I find something I like, I'm going to keep working at it and keep using it. And that's just my style. I'm not knocking anyone else, but I'm just saying that I do feel like I spread myself too thin the first 2 years in investing, and it taught me that lesson. Like, if I would have just like stayed all in on Ethereum like I was in 2020, I sold
Yeah.
everything and went all in on Ethereum because I believed in it, and it was the best move I ever made. And then after that, I made all these profits, and then I started, spread myself out into altcoins everywhere. I started buying all these other altcoins, and I'm like, man, if I would have just kept like grinding on Ethereum,
Yeah.
just stacking ETH
Yep.
until I saw Arbitrum, and then just started stacking ARB, that would have been a better
Mm-hmm.
play. But
Right.
yeah, so the Hong Kong thing, let's get into that, man. What do you see with the Hong Kong opening up June 1st? I saw a couple articles. What do you think about that? Do you think this is China just, using Hong Kong as their little experiment, and China's really the one that's gonna like start the bull run here, or do you think it's
So,
like, what do you think? What do you think's
dude,
going on politically with that whole mess?
so I know you remember. All right, and before I kind of dig into this, like I started looking into this. It's almost like a rabbit hole that I went down, and the more you look into like this Hong Kong and China relationship, the more you realize that like how insane it even got to where they are. They kind of go off this one government, two system, free economy. Um, you know, China doesn't get involved with Hong Kong's independent tax laws, and um, it's a strange relationship, and Hong Kong doesn't have their own military and all this stuff, but um, very different. I mean, I guess the trading went live today. And we were kind of looking at that too, and you were talking about the OKX. But if you remember, dude, like in 2021, really like 2020, when I first started getting into it, and I learned what VeChain was, and I'm like, dude, this is like a blockchain and a cryptocurrency that's like solving real world problems with supply chains, and I'm like super bullish on VeChain. And then 2021 China came out and they banned crypto, and I remember me and you having this conversation, like, because we both liked VeChain because of what it did, with the
Yeah,
supply chain. And we're both like, well, dude, like, China just banned crypto. VeChain is kind of like a project coming out of China. Like, what do we do with this, man? And I just remember, for some reason, like, every time I think about this Hong Kong and the China thing, I just think back to that conversation that me and you had with VeChain. And I don't know, man. I think it's a step in the right direction. I think a lot of countries are starting to wake up, and they're starting to realize what cryptocurrency is, and some of the problems that it can actually resolve. And I think it's a good start, man. I hope China kind of jumps on board. But yeah, whenever they banned it, all these companies started coming out, moving out of China, just like they're gonna do in the United States, man. If we keep up, in the direction that we're going. Um, but yeah, for the most part, man, I think that it's a step in the right direction, and yeah, man, I like it. I like it. What do you think, dude?
well, just to bounce off that idea you said,
Yeah,
before we wrap it up, the VeChain thing too. Part of what we talked about was also the fact that, you know the communist moves of China, and the
yes,
control issues, and not to mention, yeah, the price was kind of doing nothing. It was kind of being a stable coin going sideways forever. And I remember I was just started thinking about, like, if they're the only state-run coin and they're controlled and they're, it's like, is that really what I want to be sharing my money with? And
right,
it kind of, for me, it was more a philosophical point to drop my V chain. I was just like,
yeah,
you know what, dude, I'm not gonna give these cats my money.
correct,
Like, why am
yep,
I gonna why am I gonna let them hold my money when I could just hold Bitcoin instead? Like, at least I believe in Bitcoin and what it stands
yep,
for a little more than what VeChain. Not saying I'm not knocking it as a project or the fact that
yep,
you can make money on it. Even it just goes back to the other thing that sometimes the decisions you make with investing,
yeah.
you, you
I,
know, you, you don't always. It doesn't 100% always have to be about the money, and that was one of the
yep,
reasons I dropped it and said I'm just getting out of it. And but
yeah,
yeah, I feel the same way. I'm only just mixed with, all the political stuff that happens between China and Hong Kong. I'm very curious to see the next move on China's
yeah,
part. Like I said, are they really just letting Hong Kong play around to see like they're the
Yeah.
test dummy. They're the crash test dummy. Like, okay, if Hong Kong starts to do good, then China's going to come and say, okay, crypto's allowed again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's kind of the way I see it. I don't think, obviously it hasn't changed the price. Nothing radical happened today. It's June 1st. Our bags are still very similar to where they were last week. So was it a non-event? I don't know, man. I feel like the spring. It's time for the spring to start really coiling up on all of crypto again.
Yeah.
And
On
I
total
feel
market
like
cap.
some violent moves are coming up. Like, I feel like
They're definitely
it's
coming.
going to be the violent drops and the violent pumps are starting to, like, you could just feel it in
Yeah.
the air, man. You just feel like the whole market's just like ready to explode.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that to the upside or the downside? Who knows? But I know long term, if you're in crypto right now and you're still sticking it out through this bear market, congratulations, because it's
Yeah.
a testament to your willpower and your strength and your um, conviction, which conviction is how you get rewarded in investing. So, uh, yeah, congratulations if you're still here and you're still watching
Yep.
every week and you're liking and subscribing to the Crypto Remora because, yeah, we're gonna take you there. We're gonna take you
We're
all the way into this bull market. We were born in the bear market, and we're gonna take
That's
you into
right.
the bull.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna be here
coming.
no matter what, man, and we would absolutely love for you guys to be here with us. Um, Real quick, just to bounce off of what you just said about the whole China VeChain thing, I just want to say Solana kind of got wrapped up in that whole FTX thing too, man. Like that you got to be careful, man, who you surround yourself with and who you kind of connect yourself to.
Absolutely, Solana did
Yeah,
get
so
hurt.
yeah, they got hurt pretty
Yeah, and
badly.
it still hasn't recovered. The TVL in Solana, unfortunately, has still been so
Yeah.
severely damaged by that whole disaster that. Do I think it'll recover? I do. I think it will because
I think so, too.
it's so interwoven into all
Yeah.
the DeFi apps. Um, you know, but again, we'll see, man. That's just another one
Yeah.
of those things we have to wait for the bull run to see what happens.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Anything else you want to go over, man, before we wrap this up?
No, I just want to let people know that we're gonna try to do another quick update video on some projects, maybe some NFT projects.
Yeah.
We need to do another NFT video.
Yep, yeah, we do, man. We're really just trying to figure out a new kind of schedule. What kind of works for us? We got a lot going on. Everybody's got a lot going on. But we're gonna continue putting out these videos for you guys. I mean, we do our meetings anyway, and I think this is a good way, like you said, Sierra, to kind of express those and kind of open it up to you guys to see what we talk about and go over. So, yeah, man.
Oh,
I had a
and
good time.
yeah, we do have uh, some announcements we're gonna make about some things coming up too very soon. I'm not gonna say it right now, but me and Wes
Yeah.
will talk afterwards, and we are gonna make some exciting announcements. So stay tuned on the next show.
Yeah.
We're gonna
We're
announce
working
something
hard.
pretty big.
Working hard, guys. We got a lot of stuff coming out, man. We appreciate every one of you that are here and have supported us since day one. You know who you are. We good?
We're good, man.
All right, guys. Much love to the Argonauts. Much love to you guys. We appreciate you coming out, supporting us. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. And until next time, peace out.